Hey, what's up guys? And welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 6 of What If Naruto Had a Powerful Familiar. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends in social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto found the Uzumaki curse over in Anime King 3 and enjoyed that guys. And over in Anime King I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto was given a solo sensei, so go ahead, check out that and enjoy. And remember, for anyone this is the first time hearing my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. And links will be down in the description, so go ahead and turn on those bell notifications they posted in the app. Or do you say we begin this new episode start? The intro. So, the last part that we left off. As Kabuto came to inform the group about the ninjas in the exams, as Sasuke asked about Naruto, and that got the others confused. They were on the same team. Well, the things that they heard shocked them. They were surprised as they couldn't believe it. But Naruto paid them no mind, as Sakura was rather calm. Hinata was also happy being near Naruto as well. As Ibiki finally came in as he administered tests, it was rather easy to find out that they were cheating, as Naruto got to work. Afterwards, Uncle made their way as she saw Naruto, as she greeted him with a smile. They made their way towards Forest 44, training ground of death. After arriving there, Uncle explained the rules, as she had met Naruto some time ago. The council. Many of them wanted her dead because Orochimaru stole many kids. And despite her being a victim, many of them thought that she was in cahoots with him. As she had gotten back wounded from a mission, she had gotten patched up, but she had went to drink as she was drunk. As two guys tried to force themselves on her, thinking that she wouldn't be able to fight back, which she couldn't at the moment. But Uncle had watched the both of them got picked apart by a shadow as she saw Naruto emerge. He had took her home as she begged him to stay with her, which he did. He remembered her though, as she used to save him when he was younger. She would always grab him and run whenever he was cornered by the villagers, as he was just repaying his death. So with that, the group headed towards the forest. They made their way, jumping from tree branch to branch, until they got attacked by Grass Kunoichi, as she was powerful. As Sakura tried her best along with Naruto, Sasuke was frozen in fear at the killer intent, but Shishe, alongside Sakura, he was able to break her out of it, as they fought the grass ninja who would later reveal himself to be Orochimaru. Despite everything, he was able to subdue Naruto and place a mark on his stomach that sealed off his chakra seal, with the Kyuubi inside. He then knocked Sakura away, as he bit Sasuke. Sakura was able to get back up after he was gone, as she took the boys away. She brought them to a hut to rest. As Naruto found himself in his mindscape, he pulled out his mother blade, as it was able to seal away anything, as Naruto was able to rip right through the seal that Orochimaru placed in his stomach. But he got angry in the process, and it was then that the Kyuubi saw black leaf. The black leaf symbolized something, seeing that this was his mind, as she could feel it, that yokai that she did not remember. It was now becoming so familiar, but she just couldn't put her finger on it. But it was bad. Really bad. Meanwhile, Sasuke had woken up to see Sakura facing off against the Sound team. He dispatched Zaku and Dosu like they were nothing. Sakura tried to stop him when he was trying to physically push himself on Kin. He got anger even more. And with that, the curse mark spread all over his body, as Sasuke became something unrecognizable, as he literally tried to force himself on Kin. But that is when Naruto woke up, in a haze, his power flaring. As Naruto's eyes snapped towards Sasuke and the curse mark that followed chakra, it resonated anger from him, and not to mention, remember what Sasuke had did to Ayako. It angered him to no end. But it was then that Shishi noticed something. The form that Naruto had, the yokai. It all snapped in his mind, as he said that Naruto has become a rare and new, something that he thought was a legend. It was called an Abyss Fox. So yeah guys, so basically that's what I thought you guys gained. So hit your cross and please check it out for yourself. So it's in this new episode. Kin was currently caught up in the crossfire, as she was looking towards the guy that was holding her, and the one that looked like he will kill him at any minute now. She thought they were teammates, so she was confused, as there was a lot of hatred between them. She tried to hide her bra as best as she could with her arms, seeing that Sasuke had ripped her clothing. Sakura was petrified, surprised that both of her teammates were now emitting strange powers, but Naruto's were a lot different from Sasuke's. It didn't seem like chakra, and it was so much more heavier. It was dark, yet she didn't feel evil from it in any way. Sasuke's were something between what Naruto had and normal chakra, but Sasuke was tainted, she could feel it. Like I said, you better have a good reason why that girl is hurt, Sasuke, said Naruto. As Naruto's eyes changed, they were no longer blue, they became pitch black, even the white part, as a slit appeared right down the center. It was red as blood. Now he looked like a true demon. Damn, I think I just wet my pants, Shishi said. Oh wait, I'm not in any pants, he said. Huh. This is a lot better than going berserk. Aki on the other hand could barely control herself from the power that Naruto was displaying. Must not, she said. Images of her being ravished by Naruto flooded through her mind as her lust grew. She really wanted to have him now. Really wanted to. So much so that her claws were tearing into the earth. Let her go, said Naruto, as Sasuke grinned, his hand going down towards Kin's chest, just to antagonize Naruto. She yelped as the Uchiha started to grope her through her bra, and it was not something that she enjoyed. Why don't you make me dope? Or perhaps you're afraid? As Naruto started to laugh. Afraid? Afraid? The next second he was gone. Sasuke felt his head snap to the sky as a kick to the chin snapped his head up. The next thing he knew, he was backhanded through a tree. He rolled and came to a stop. Sasuke glanced around, shock all over his face. The next thing he knew, a hand came from the shadow at his feet and slammed in his mouth, snapping his body up off the ground. He was then caught, the shadow holding onto his leg as it crushed him in the earth. Sasuke's jealousy and pain and rage all mixed into one. Pure hatred. How is he so strong? The curse marks start to flare even more as Naruto appeared and started to walk toward him slowly. Oh, I am afraid. I'm afraid that you won't last long to have your proper punishment carried out, as a wicked grin came on his face. Sasuke was bashed in his stomach as he coughed up blood, as Naruto spun and kicked him across the face. He cried out in pain as he crashed into a tree, as he slowly pulled himself out of it. You will regret this, dope. Fire style. Phoenix flower jutsu as he launched multiple miniature fireballs towards Naruto. As Naruto dodged all of them. Fire style. Fireball jutsu as he launched a dark flame that was corrupted by his curse mark towards Naruto. As Naruto pulled his fist back, his hand got covered in black yokai. As he threw it forward, it dissipated the fireball and slammed into Sasuke's face. As Naruto flew through hand signs while Sasuke was staggering back. Shadow style. Shadow bullet, he said. A fox head came out of the shadow as it opened his mouth. Multiple bullets of shadow, they were the size of ping pong ball, slammed into Sasuke viciously. The attack was enough to knock him unconscious as two slammed into his temple. Booyah! Said Shishi, his 6 tails clapping together to make clapping noise. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. From Konoha Stupid, I bring you the mighty Abyss Henyu, Naruto Uzumaki. As Naruto chuckled, as Sakura giggled at the clapping fox, as Akio was trying not to rip Naruto's pants off. As for Kin, she was shocked at Naruto's raw power, and not to mention the fox shouting stupid things. Am I dreaming? She asks, wondering to herself. I don't think foxes are supposed to talk. She then noticed a blonde kid was walking towards her, his eyes then returning back to normal. As she started to back away from him, afraid. This was just not her day. Don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you. What's your name? As she paused when she saw him looking at her, with a gentle smile. Kin. Sasuke Kin, she said. As Naruto made his way and pulled out his blade, the Red Queen, he then walked towards Sasuke. Naruto, what are you doing? Said Sakura. She then watches Naruto raise the blade. Naruto, wait! As he brought it down right on the curse mark. Instead of blood, black ink came rushing out. However, it was sucked into Naruto's blade. There, said Naruto. Now the team can't call upon that shit anymore. As Naruto turned towards Kin, might want to button up, since one of your teammates is dying and the other is out cold. She looked over towards her teammate, Zaku, was breathing heavily and he was pale, so pale. Was he even breathing? As for Dosu, the Uchiha gave him a rather nasty beating. He was purple, and he probably wouldn't be waking up for some time now. As Naruto checked the pockets, all Zaku and Dosu, he found the scroll that he needed. Come on, Sakura, he said. We're heading towards the tower. I'm not picking that up, he said, as he looked towards Sasuke. Sakura sighed, but she also agreed. She didn't want anything to do with Sasuke, much less touch him. Akio was already around Naruto's neck as she was licking his face, as Shishi was the only one left. I hate you guys, he shouted. He knew that they needed him for the test to pass. So they left him here knowing that he would carry the dope along. As he extended one of his tails and whacked Sasuke over the head. As he used one of his tails to grab Sasuke's ankle and jump off with him, hitting him a few times in the branches. Meanwhile, Kin buttoned up her vest. As she looked to where the blonde one went, I didn't even get a chance to thank him, she thought. As she sighed and headed towards the tower in the center, her teammates were horrible to her, treated her like she was worse than garbage. So why should she give a damn what happened to them? Time skip. By the time they reached the tower, Sasuke was confused. Why he was bloody and bruised. The other two didn't even look at him as they entered the tower. Sasuke not far behind. I had the weirdest dream, he said, rubbing his head. Really, said Naruto. For a moment I thought I had this strange power. Then you had a different power, dope. And I beat the crap out of you, of course. It's a sign that I'm far stronger than you. Not to mention some girl literally threw herself at me. As Sakura clenched her fists, as she remembered what he was gonna do. And he made her angry. She couldn't believe that she liked him in the first place. She was that more grateful for Naruto for opening her eyes to see what kind of jerk Sasuke really was. As they came up towards the board, it means if you lack wisdom, train your mind. If you lack strength, train your body. Uchiha, go train your brain. Till you can't even remember your name, Akio ordered. But all Sasuke saw was her yipping at him, like she was ordering to do something. As he glared at it, ready to hit it. As Naruto slugged him right in the face. As Shishi's tail slammed him in the stomach, and Sakura kicked him lower in the stomach. But she missed. She was actually aiming for down low. As Sasuke collapsed to the ground in pain from being hit, Akio jumped on his back as she peed right on him. Before she leaped off, as Sasuke was none the wiser. The pain was too much for him to register the foot that touched him, and not to mention they were small from Akio. But he wondered why he felt so wet, as he figured that it was just sweat. As both Naruto and Sakura opened the scrolls, he then realized the seals. Throw it, he said as they chuck it away, as they form an X pattern. As Aruka poof right into view. Hey guys, he said with a smile. Congratulations on passing the second part of the exam. Aruka sensei, good to see you. Hey, can we find some place to rest? I feel like I'm gonna collapse, said Sakura. As she yeeped a bit, but she realized it was Naruto. As he picked her up. Thanks, she said. As she slept on his shoulder, she was really exhausted. She didn't get much sleep. As Aruka led into a room number 9. Naruto didn't know why, but he thought that it was strange. But he shrugged. He put Sakura on the bed as he locked the door. As Sasuke went off to go do whatever he does. As he left a clone to guard the door. He then made his way around, looking for something to do. As he on the other hand was well rested, seeing that he was unconscious for most of the part when Orochimaru placed a seal on his stomach. But his stomach then grumbled as he realized he was hungry. As he started to sniff, using his nose then picked up a familiar scent. His eyes widened as he zipped down the hall. He couldn't believe it. Here, of all the places, as he moved down the hall, as he finally arrived to the place, as he found Ayam and Toki next to a small cart. As Naruto rocked towards the two of them. The both of them were frightened as he just appeared out of nowhere. He was moving so fast, to them it was just one moment he was not there, next moment he was. As he blurted out something really fast. They couldn't really understand what he was saying. As Ayam giggled, as she saw that Naruto was probably really hungry. Toki was trying to decipher what Naruto just said. But it was a ramen stand, so it came pretty obvious in a few seconds. Sure thing, Naruto, it's been a while since you came around, and I was worried for you. What will it be, he said. As Naruto was about to answer until Shishi and Choji appeared, Shishi in his human form. As Toki looked at the three of them, he had a feeling that he wouldn't have any ramen left after they were finished. Just by the look on their faces. While Naruto was having a wonderful time, the rest of Konoha was in panic. The reason being, many of them thought that the Kyuubi was back, that it was freed. After all the yokai that Naruto had spread, it felt much stronger than the Kyuubis, and the feeling of nostalgia. Judging that it was yokai, it got the people scared. But after a while it just seemed to vanish. But they were still cautious about what is going on. As Harrison was in his office, he was actually smiling. It seems Naruto was becoming stronger. Hokage-sama, the council, has asked for a meeting, and Anbu says he appeared in the room. Harrison sighed. Here come the bitchin', he thought to himself. Meanwhile in the tower, Naruto sneezed. I think someone's talking about me, he said. Yeah, nice to know people care about you, said Choji, as Naruto had introduced both Choji and Shishi together. As the three of them were eating ramen, after that was finished, they returned back to the room. Naruto and Shishi that was. Alright, fish cake. I found more information on what Henyu you are. The Abyss Fox. They were able to have complete control over darkness. Now that pretty much means that you become the strongest shadow wielder in all the universe. With a single thought, the shadows are yours to command. And now to talk about the Abyss Shadows. The Abyss Shadows don't need anything to survive. Unlike normal shadows, the Abyss Shadows can appear out of thin air, and they don't actually have a true form. This type of shadow has a mind of its own, so you have to be careful. Sometimes it's not the nicest thing to have around. Of course, if you show it to his boss, it would most likely obey you and your kin. And by that I mean your kids. After all, the Abyss clan was gone for a bunch of years, so there's not much information on them. There is also this weird rumor that they can summon the shadow of the Shinigami. Not to mention the Abyss Shadows speak to the fox itself. Shinigami, shadow, death. As Naruto grinned. I like this already, he said. Yep, said Shishi. Now to spread havoc amongst the numbskulls, who will soon have to know their place. Come on, I want to show you something on the roof. You and I are going to send out a clear message toward this entire village. Meanwhile, with the suffering Hokage and the bitchin' civilians, Hokage-sama, it's obvious. The Uzumaki brat has released the Kyuubi. As we speak, the Kyuubi could be influencing the boy's mind and plotting to kill us all. A woman shouted. As Harrison eyes around the door. Freedom. It's only across the room yet. I'm right here, he said to himself. I say that we execute the boy immediately. I mean, if we don't, who knows when the Kyuubi will influence the boy again. Homura said, looking and glaring at Sarutobi. Be quiet, Harrison said, as he was tired of their mumbling. You all have it backwards. As they erase eyebrow in confusion, it is not the fox that is influencing Naruto. It is Naruto that is influencing the fox. I have complete faith that Naruto will keep the Kyuubi under control. Even so, He's on the team as Uchiha-sama, and also my daughter as well. The woman screamed once again, as Naruto was about to tell her to shut up until they heard a strange sound. A rather unusual sound. Meanwhile, on the roof, as both Naruto and Shishi had an electric guitar, as Shishi had told Naruto that it would fit their style. You know, said Naruto, the time I spent learning how to use this, I could have been training. You were training, I was teaching a shadow clone of yours, while you were doing the real training, said Shishi. Alright, said Naruto. Alright, let's see if the village will mess with you when they hear this tune. As Shishi expanded his tails, and he started to whack them together to make drumming sounds, as Naruto ran his fingers along the guitar. The sound that came out was booming as it spread all over Konoha, as both Naruto and Shishi started singing, rather loudly, their voice echoing across the village. Black, grey, and red yokai swirled around them and shot into the sky. As the sky became black and red, lightning, thunderstorm, it spread throughout the village. As Shishi was grinning his ass off, he couldn't remember the last time he had so much fun singing. After they were done with their epic jam, the sky slowly returned back to normal. That just increased the panic in the village even more. Man, that was so fun, said Shishi. Inside the tower, the moment he got into his room, Naruto was tackled. As Akio sat on his waist. Wow, Naruto-kun, I never knew that you could sing like that. Oh, it kind of just came to me, said Naruto. Hey, what about me? Asked Shishi. Oh, you did good as well, brother, said Akio, as Shishi transformed back in his fox form as he went to sleep. So now what? Akio asked, as Naruto seemed to be in deep thought. I need to find Hinata, he said, and I have to explain a few things to her. Oh, you mean the CRA thing the old man was talking about? As Naruto nodded as Akio transformed her fox form and curled her on his neck. As Naruto sniffed, she always smelled like cinnamon buns, as he was able to track her down using her smell. Cinnamon buns and also lavender, as Naruto was being watched as he walked down the stairs. Uzumaki. Kurenai was nowhere to be found as he found the team. Hey Hinata, he said. Oh, hi Naruto-kun, she said, as she was blushing rather heavily, as Kiba looked like he didn't want to anger Naruto. Well, judging from the last time. Hinata, I need to talk to you privately, he said. As she nodded, he took her hand. Her face went worse red. Kiba still liked her, but he was not gonna anger Naruto judging what happened the last time. Hinata, you know about the CRA, correct? As she nodded, she knew about the Clan Restoration Act. If you had, she didn't realize. I was wondering, said Naruto, would you be one of my wives? Hinata passed out as Naruto caught her in his arms. He should have expected that. Hinata woke up after a while, as her face instantly turned red when she saw Naruto holding on to her. Naruto-kun, am I dreaming? She said, as she had this dream several times before. But this felt so real, as she reached up and touched his face, as she realized that it was real. Stay with me, said Naruto, don't pass out, okay? As she nodded, her cheeks red. What did you just ask me? She said. Well, I was wondering if you want to become one of my wives, he said. She was always nice to him, despite people, well, her clan mostly told her to stay away from him. She did not care about that. She was always there. Doesn't matter what people thought about him, she saw him as himself, Naruto Uzumaki, and for that he always liked her. As she realized that her face was red, because her hands were even red at this point as she was poking them together. She's always wanted this, and she knew that he had regulations placed on him because he was the last member of his clan. As she nodded, yes, Naruto-kun, she said, stuttering a lot, as Naruto picked her up and spun her around. As Hinata felt so warm, as she giggled, a cute little giggle, as Akio leaped from Naruto's shoulder and jumped in Hinata's with her. Hinata's eyes went wide as the small fox started to move around, as it was going a lot of places. Her cheeks became red as she started to literally sweat hot, as Akio then poked her head out, with a little grin on her face, as Naruto leaned in and kissed Hinata, capturing her lips. She melted into his arms. Once he was finished, You can rest now, he said, as she collapsed unconsciousness. It seems like she was only waiting for the word. This was just too much for her to handle in one day. Meanwhile, with Sasuke, he lied about his dream. In his dream, he got his ass kicked. But that weird power that he had, he no longer had it. If only he could get that back. Because he would not stand Naruto being stronger than him. He was a Uchiha. He was an elite Uchiha. He was supposed to be the strongest. Meanwhile, Sakura woke up as she felt something comfortable wrapped around her. Morning, Sakura-chan, as she saw Shishi there. Did you sleep well? As his tail was wrapped around her, she pulled herself closer into his neck. I slept fine, she said, as he said something about pink cuties, as that made her blush. So, was that you I heard singing, she asked. Yeah, me and Fish Cakes to be exact. We were sending out a message to this place, that we are not to be messed with. As she looked at him, if you want to know, you're gonna have to ask Naruto. It's not my place to tell you. And she saw that Shishi was serious. She nodded, but she wondered what it took to make him this serious. He then started to rant about how he was gonna raid the jerky once he got home. Naruto did promise him jerky, and she as well. Time skip. The 5 days were finally up. As Naruto and Akira were strolling, as everything was gonna be set up today, as he bumped into the San siblings. Ah, Gaia-san, Temari-san, Kankuro-san, good to see you guys again, he said. As Gaia nodded. Hello, Naruto-san, she said. I see that you're still alive. Kankuro just waved in greeting as Temari. Smile a bit. I'm gonna go exploring, said Temari. Come on, Kankuro, she took his arm and started to walk away. Huh? Wait, what? As he was about to say something, but she grabbed his ear. As she started to drag him along. That left Gaia and Naruto alone. That was funny, said Naruto. Do they always act like that? As he turned towards Gaia, she was rather quiet for a moment. They are simply on edge. They prefer to move than rather just sitting around, she said. It sometimes surprised me that they sleep at all. As Naruto shrugged as he started to walk away. Where are you going, she said. Don't know, said Naruto. Just walking. I'm bored. So I've been walking through this place for a while now. Would you like to join me? As she followed behind him, as Naruto kept on walking, his hands in his pockets. Gaia watched as he walked up the wall, and he walked upside and down. He wasn't even focusing on what he was doing. And she found it a bit amusing. As Aki was sniffing Gaia, as the rest of the teams finally made their way in. What was it like back in the sand, said Naruto. Do you have any friends? As Gaia stopped in her tracks, her head hanging low, her eyes got covered by her bangs. Friends? As Naruto realized, she stopped. Wait, why is he? As he was upside down as he jumped off the ceiling. I have no one, she said. As Naruto's eyes widened hearing that. Oh really? Sorry, I didn't. Shut up, she said. As Naruto was confused with the outburst. You had friends. I had no one, she said. As the cork popped off the gourd and shot sand towards him. As Naruto flashed away. As she stood there shaking in anger. As Naruto was a distance away, as he watched her. Better leave that alone for now, he thought to himself. Although he was sure that he could take her. But still, she seemed like she had a lot to work through. Time skip, all of them were standing in an arena. As Sarutobi stood on the podium above them. As he was giving a speech, but Naruto wasn't all that listening. As he saw Kabuto walking out, saying that he could not continue. Wimp. I swear, if I don't get out of here or at least fight someone, I'm gonna lose my mind, says Shishi. As Sakura started to pet him. As Naruto agreed. He had become a lot more pent up lately. Finally, I love preliminaries. You get to kill, said Shishi. You're not killing anyone, Shishi, said Naruto. Except the Uchiha. He's all yours if you get to fight him. You know I'm not a part of the exam. You're just screwing with me, right, said Shishi. Oh no, said Naruto. As Shishi growled at him. Both of you. Be quiet, Akio said. Yes ma'am, both of them said. But they were still babbling. As a man appeared, he introduced himself as Hayate, as he would be the proctor for the exam. The man was coughing. Something must be wrong with him. As Naruto could feel rage, directing towards him as he turned to see Gaia, as she was staring at him. Anger leaking from her. As Naruto turned his head forward, As Naruto saw that Sasuke was gonna fight first, against some guy named Yuri. Whatever. As Hayate began the match, Sasuke attacked. As Yuri dodged and he grabbed Sasuke's shoulder, Sasuke was able to knock away his arm and leap away. He then felt strange. What? I didn't use that much chakra already. He said as he didn't understand what the hell just happened. He then noticed Yuri's hands glowing. What did he do to my chakra? Did he somehow drain it? A Sharingan flared to life as he saw the chakra that was manifesting around Yuri's hand. Confused, huh? Said Yuri. With a simple touch, I can easily absorb your chakra and make it into my own. Sasuke threw multiple shurikens before he flashed two hands and released a massive fireball that headed towards Yuri. Yuri jumped to the side, but Sasuke was already there. As he slammed the kick under his chin, knocking him up in the air. As he started to kick and punch him straight up, he then twists in mid-air as deliver a lion barrage. As Naruto narrowed his gaze, he must have copied the beginning from Lee, as Yuri was knocked out clean. Oh well, not his problem, Naruto thought to himself. His problem though was the red head that was still glaring at him, full force, like she wanted to kill him. I mean, it was just a question, Naruto thought to himself, and he didn't even know. Winner, Sasuke Uchiha Hayate said. Sasuke did not get the applause that he expected, as Sakura was not paying him in mind. Ino looked confused, as she was looking towards Sakura. Sasuke became pissed as he made his way upstairs, as he stood a few feet away from his team. The two next people to fight were Sakura and Ino. Ino was a bit worried. Sakura was different. She wasn't a pushover anymore as Shishi was by her side. Good luck, Ino, said Sakura with a smirk, as Shishi transformed into a blade, as Sakura grabbed it. Ino gulped as she dropped into the basic academy fighting style. You can feel the awkwardness, said Naruto, as he heard giggle in his head. Q-chan, you're weak. How did you sleep, said Naruto. I slept fine, Naruto-kun. Oh, I'm still a bit drowsy though, said the Kyuubi. Oh yeah, what's up with all the sleeping, said Naruto. Is there something wrong? Oh, don't worry, Naruto-kun, she said. It won't be long before I'm gone, as she yawned once again. Wait, what? What? You mean you're dying? She didn't answer him though as she fell asleep. Damn it. I have to get her out of there, he thought. Naruto's mind was snapped back to the fight when he heard mind transfer jutsu. As Sakura paused as she got caught. Ino smirked, I did it, as she was in Sakura's body. Now, as she raised her hand, Ino was punched across the face. As she was thrown back, she was confused as she looked towards Sakura who was beside her. Not bad, except Naruto taught me a few things. Now I can only make one shadow clone, but it is still extremely useful. Now I suggest that you give up, or I will have to go all out on you. Ino gulped. This was not gonna end well, and it was true as Shishi split into thinner blades. They all flew to their own Sakura in an ominous way, as they start to rotate, as they start to pick up speed after speed after speed. Proctor, I forfeit, Ino said, as she was trembling in fear. The sword pieces flew back together as Shishi returned back to being a fox at her side. Not really any blood, but I'm not complaining, said Shishi. Winner, Sakura Haruno, as Naruto clapped, causing a few more people to clap, as Sakura jumped back up. Good job, Sakura, said Naruto, as she blushed from the praise. As the names went up once again, Neji Hyuga versus Hinata Hyuga. On Hinata's way down, Naruto appeared right next to her. Don't be so nervous, Hinata, he said. I'm sure that you'll do great. Just give it your all, he said. As she nodded, I will, Naruto-kun, she said. Neji looked at her. You should quit now, Hinata-sama, he said, regardless of what Naruto-san told you. You are fated to lose here. Save yourself the humiliation and forfeit, said Neji. No, I won't back down, she said, stuttering. As Neji snarled. Very well. This will be your downfall, he said, as he dropped into his stance. Hinata dropped in her stance as well, as the both of their Byakugan spring to life. Begin! As they move and clash! As Naruto's hand was bending and railing at all the disrespect Neji was sending Hinata's way, trying to break her confidence, telling her that she's useless, telling her that she was born to fail. As he started tightening his grip on the railing even more, Hinata tried her best, but Neji seemed to be superior, as she had hit him in the arm. But it did not paralyze it. Instead, Neji struck her in the chest, as she staggered back coughing up blood. I will advise that you give up right now. If you continue, you will lose. And there's nothing that you can do about fate, he told her. No, she said. I won't give up. I'll never give up. As Neji viciously knocked her down once again. She got back up, but she was knocked down once again. Can't you see? I am superior to you in every way possible. In a fight you cannot win. It doesn't matter how much or hard you try. You will never be stronger. You are fated to lose. Because you are weak, he said, as Hinata forcefully got back up to her feet. No, you're wrong, Neji-san, she said. I will not back down. Because I have Naruto-kun rooting for me, I will not give up. And that's my ninja way, she said. Neji looked towards the proctor. I suggest you end this match right now, or I will not be responsible for her injuries. But Hinata was still on her feet, as she still wanted to go. As Neji frowned. She's trying to prove herself that she's something, but it was time that he showed her that she was nothing, as he rushed in rather viciously. He could have ended the match without going so vicious, but he wanted her to feel pain. He actually wanted her to suffer throughout it. As he struck her once again as she collapsed to the ground. Winner! Neji Hyuga, the proctor, said as Hinata was not able to go on anymore. See, I told you, you are weak. And you will be nothing but weak forever. For the rest of your life you will be miserable and weak, said Neji. No, you are weak, she said, because you can't accept your burden. You are trapped, and you can't escape. And for that I am sorry, she said to him. Hearing her say that, Neji twisted in rage even though the match was over. As his eyes started to blaze with anger, his hands started to light up with chakra as he was about to kill her. As he moved forward. But before the Jonins or anyone could move, Neji had to stop. It was a good thing that he did though. Otherwise he would have been missing her right eye right now. As he looked at the crimson blade that was pointing in front of his face. The match is over. So if you touch her, I can kill you, said Naruto. As black pools of shadows appear around his body. But they were not normal. First thing being, they had no source. Nothing to meet the shadows. Second, they were moving like they had a life of their own. Third, they had eyes on them. Black eyes with red slits, just like Naruto's when he got angry. Lastly, they had mouths. No, really. They had mouths on them. Horrible mouths that were in smirks, snarls, or maniacal grins. Every eye was looking at Neji, every mouth was open and closing, ready to chomp him to pieces. Hinata fell forward, but Naruto's shadow extended into what people could call a tail as it wrapped around her. As a yokai already started to heal her wounds, he smiled at her proud that she went so far. As Naruto then turned his gaze towards Neji, the match was over. Yet, you're willing to kill her, I sense your intent, said Naruto. But you would have died right afterwards. And I would have been the one to deliver that swift execution. It doesn't matter who would have tried to stand in my way. Now leave, said Naruto. Before I decided that you're a threat to my future wife. As a lot of people gasped. Future wife? Fine. But rest assured, said Neji, your time will come soon, Uzumaki. Leave this place before you continue to piss me off, said Naruto. As Neji turned his back and walked away. Once he was at the stairs that blocked off the area, he started to sweat. Well, he was sweating already, but he had to wipe his brow. As he gripped his chest in fear. As Naruto was releasing the ominous feeling that got the Jonins on end. And Neji being so close, and it was all directed towards him, well, he was petrified. As Naruto returned back to normal. You did well, Hinata-chan, he said. But I didn't win. I'm sorry, Naruto-kun. I failed you. No, said Naruto. You tried your best. That is all I will ever ask of you. As he leaned his head down and gave her a kiss. Her heart fluttered with excitement and joy. As they broke apart, it was a quick kiss. as she fell asleep in his arms. Her body was being healed, but that didn't mean that she did not suffer some pain that her body needed to rest from. The medics took her off. The names were once again spinning as Naruto did not have to move, because he would be facing Kiba. As Kiba slowly made his way down there, the reason why it was so slow was because, well, he was afraid. Certain situations leading up to this point, and not to mention, that feeling that he just felt, even Akamaru was scared. But he was a Inazaka. He should never show fear. He had to put on a brave facade. "Get ready, Naruto," he said. "I'm gonna wipe the floor with you." As he got into a fighting stance. But it was a big mistake fighting Naruto right now because, well, Naruto was pissed off same way. And his anger was turning towards the one person who was in the ring with him, which was Kiba. "It seems you still haven't learned, have you?" said Naruto. "Begin," Hayate said. Kiba charged in rather quickly. His left arm pulled back as he thrust it towards Naruto's face. As Naruto sidestepped it, Kiba passed in him, but Kiba smirked as he backpedaled, twisting his foot around as he brought it up. It whipped through the air like a bullet. He slammed it on Naruto's arm. He was surprised that Naruto was able to react in time to catch his leg. Wait, he caught his leg? Kiba's eyes went wide as Naruto flipped him. He flipped as his face slammed into the ground. He groaned while clutching his face as Akamaru appeared next to him as he flipped a pill to the puppy. Akamaru swallowed it as it became red, his fur becoming a lot more wild, animalistic. As Kiba took one as well as he went on all fours, Akamaru jumped on his back. Ninja art. Man-beast mimicry. As Akamaru transformed into a clone of Kiba. Fang over fang! As the two of them separated in a blur, spinning towards Naruto in nothing but claws and fangs. As Naruto stood there, everyone was shocked. They were about to slam into him. He smirked as he thrust his bare hands, stopping the cyclones, shocking everyone as Naruto thrust the left one into the wall as it smashed into it and broke. Kiba poofed away to reveal that it was Akamaru. "So you're the one," said Naruto as he was still holding on to the other cyclone, as he gripped Kiba by the head and brought him down from mid-air out of the cyclone. Boom! Kiba collapsed instantly as everyone was silent. As Naruto turned towards Gaia, but something was wrong. "Mother, what is it?" "That boy. He's no normal demon. He's the Abyss Demon. Dear Kami, we're all gonna die," said Shikaku in a scream. Gaia was surprised, becoming unnerved as she never heard her mother behave like this before. "Hey, aren't you gonna call the match?" said Naruto. "Oh, yes, winner, Uzumaki and Naruto." As Hayate was still shocked, as Naruto had grabbed Kiba out of his cyclone in his bare hand, and just do him like that. Time skip, somewhere else. As Hinata was awake, after Naruto has healed much of her injuries, it didn't take long for her to wake up. As Naruto emerged from her shadow, by the bed. "Hello, Hinata-chan," he said. "Glad to see you're awake." "Naruto-kun," she said, with a smile on her face. "I want to tell you something," he said. "Huh?" she said. "It's something many are not supposed to know. But you need to know before you decide to marry me," he said. As she saw that he was serious, and she nodded. Moments later, she sat in bed. It all made sense now. Why the elders want her to stay away from him. Everything made so much more sense. "This is why you're hated, right?" she said. As Naruto nodded. "I understand it's a hard news. That is why I want to make sure that you know before you decide to carry on with anything." Hinata threw the covers aside, as she completely forgotten that she was only wearing the hospital gown. "I don't care," she said. "I don't care why others hate you. Because to me it doesn't matter because I will always love you." As Naruto looked at her, as she was smiling at him, she came over and embraced him. "I will love you no matter what." As Naruto was a bit worried about her reaction to the information about what he was, but she loved him. As this time she was the one that leaned in and kissed him. as her face was still bright red though, and she was trembling a bit, but she kissed him. As Naruto returned back the kiss to her. Time skip, back to the arena. Naruto appeared behind the clone shadow, as he dispelled the clone and took its place. Shikamaru fought against some grass ninja and won. Choji fought against the other grass ninja and lost. Shino was next one, and Shino won, as Gaia hurt Rock Lee really bad. Tintin lost against Temari. Wing against weapons, well, who'd have guessed? Anyone. Yuri fought against Conqueror as Conqueror won. As they were all told to pick numbers, Naruto got 1. 2 said Neji. 8 said Gaia. 3 said Conqueror. 6. The grass clone which he said. Her name was Cho. 4 said Shino. 5 Sakura said. 10 said Shikamaru. 9 said Temari. And that leaves Sasuke with 7. As Anko wrote on the board, the first match will be Naruto vs Neji. Second, Kankuro vs Shino. Third, Sakura vs Cho. Fourth, Sasuke vs Gaia. Fifth, Temari vs Shikamaru. You will have a month here, as said, to improve yourself and get better, seeing that you saw most of your opponent's skills here. So go on, he said, you're dismissed. Return in 1 month time for Chunin exam finals. As Naruto made his way towards the old man, I have to talk to you, he said. But guys, be in subs right here. If you want to see next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below. Turn on that bell notification stay posted. Remember share to all of your friends in social media platform. And also guys, remember to go ahead and check out the brand new episodes of What If Naruto. From those Maki Cars and enjoy that guys. And also over on Anime King, I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto had a solo sensei. So go ahead and enjoy that as well guys. And yeah, without further ado, I'm off for now. See you guys soon. Remember to go ahead and become part of the Anime King family. So without further ado, I'm out. See you guys soon. Peace.